I genuinely thought that I wouldn't be able to finish this dress for prom. If you haven't seen my last part, I'm making my own dress for prom, but I have very little experience with sewing. In this part, I'm adding the front and the back lacing. Last time I made this bust piece and it couldn't fit me at all. But I found an ingenious solution. Using a bra. Because it would show you wouldn't normally be able to wear a bra with a strapless dress. But I sewed lace onto it so that it could peek through without looking weird. This lace shawl will help it be even more discreet. And there's the result. You can't tell it's there at all, right? Now that the crisis was averted, I went and added this little ruffle trim. At this point, I was overjoyed, but I was not ready for... It all started so innocently. I walked into Michael's, and if I was smart, this is where it would have ended. But I wasn't. So I thought, wouldn't it be cheaper and better at Fabricland? So I went home that day and later came back to Fabricland. I was shocked to find I didn't have what I want, so I went to Home Depot. I don't know what I was thinking, but the website said that they had hardware, so I went. I asked the employee for grommets, and he said, it gave me these ones, but I didn't really want these ones, so I didn't want to go back and ask him, so I just left. Where did I go? You guessed it. Michael's. I walked into Michael's, grabbed 1/4 of an inch grommets, and I left. But I couldn't install without a tool, so I ordered smaller grommets for the front with a tool included. The grommets were a little bit too big for the front, so I got these smaller ones and went back home. After 2 or 3 days, the kit finally came, but the grommets were way too small. Apparently, you need a unique tool for every size of grommet that you have. So where did I end up? Where I always end up. Michael's. Apparently, they were on the shelf the whole time, but I was too stingy to go buy them, so I went back and just grabbed both of them, and then I finally left. And that was the end of the catastrophe. Now, I have everything I need, and I thought I was paying for these with money, but in reality, I used my soul. Instead of looking into therapy, I started planning out the front lacing.
Alright, taking this off, it became a weapon.
Made some markings. And let me tell you guys, I was terrified of doing these grommets because this corset so far took me about a month. And if I cut the holes wrong or messed up, it's over. There's no seam ripper. But I went ahead and did it anyway.
Okay, that was really scary. I made several noises. I was like, this is a dramatic reenactment. But I did manage to do it. I think they look okay, but this one looks off for some reason.
On the other side, I made it a little farther, and my mistake wasn't that visible. Once I add the lacing, you can never tell. Then I just did the other side. The backside grommets were a little different because there was a washer piece and then a grommet piece. But other than that, everything was the same. And here it is with the lacing. At this point, I was really happy because my corset was looking so beautiful. I did some lining off camera, put the bust piece to the corset piece, and then I added some grommets. Also, I realized I didn't have enough grommets to add in the top, so I ended up having to go back to Michael's.
Alright, overall, I think it's like really beautiful, but there's a bit of like weird puckering that's happening over here.
And I didn't know how to fix it.